This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Okay. Hi, are you able to see my screen? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice. Okay, so just to have a small recap of the yesterday session. So yesterday what we discussed, so we discussed about the data transform, DTs, right? So DT is mainly we used for copying the data or assigning the values from one page to another page. Otherwise, one page list property to another page list property. Okay, so this we can achieve through the activities as well. Okay, so in the activity, we can use property set method. Otherwise, we can use page copy method, right? So the same thing we can achieve through the data transform also. Okay, so when we can go and do the same functionality through the activity, why do we need to go for the data transform? Okay, so as a best practice, Pega wants to use the data transform. That is also one scenario, but at the same time, so is there any other advantage of using data transform instead of the activity? Yes, there is a advantage. So what is that advantage? The advantage is, okay, once if you create the data page for assigning the values, the data page you can use in multiple places. Okay, you can use in multiple activities, multiple sections, and in many other ways. Even for populating the data into the drop downs also, okay, we can use this. Okay, so how exactly we will be seeing now. So what is the operator ID? I think we are not using this admin at HDFC, right? Okay, we are using something called developer1 at hdfc.com. Okay, why? Because most of the rules are checked out through the developer1 operator. Here you go. So here we can see the list of the rules which are checked out by us. So that is the reason why I logged in as a developer1. Okay. So why? Because if you log in as a admin at hdfc.com, you cannot do the modifications on these roles. Why? Because it is already checked out by the developer1. So either you need to check in all these rules so that you can access by the other operator. Okay. Anyway, let's start from here. So yesterday, did we create any data transform? No, right? I have just explained it. Okay, what are the things we can do through the data transform? Okay, but I did not create any of the new data transform. Okay, yeah, fine. So now, can you tell me any of the scenario for which we can use the data transform on our existing functionality where we used the activities? Customer details and present address. Okay. State Telangana and then Hyderabad, India. Okay. Here we have a scenario like on click of the present address same as permanent address. okay, we use to populate the data. Okay, that means we are copying the data from this present address page to permanent address page. Okay, right? So we can achieve this same functionality for the through the data transform as well. Okay, so how you can do that? Right now, in which activity we have done this copying of the information? Okay, copying the data from present address to permanent address. Okay, in which activity we have done? So in case if you don't remember, how can you see that?
Records.
If you don't remember how you implemented, how can you see that? What is the way of seeing it?
In records.
Bit louder.
Records.
Records. In the records means in the data type?
No, sir. Records Explorer. A technical
Records
activity.
Explorer. Why Records Explorer? And then?
And technical.
Sorry?
A technical, sir.
Okay, nice. Okay, technical.
Activities.
Nice. Okay. So here?
Copy
Yeah,
present to HDFC.
we are seeing
HDFC applies to class.
okay, nice.
Copy present to permanent address activity.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so here we can see the activity name. Okay, very good. This is one way. Okay, but here in this computer, in this node, okay, we have our own activities just around 10 to 15. And even we have given some meaningful name for the activity. So it is easy for us to understand that, okay, copy present to permanent we used for copying the data. Okay, this is excellent. Okay, so we have one more way also. So what is that? That is,
obj.browse.
yeah, obj browse we use
Browse.
in the activity. Okay, but first of all, to know which activity it is. Okay, so what we have to do when we are implementing this functionality, on click of this checkbox, right? On click of this checkbox only we are copying the information. Okay, so here itself I just wanted to know which activity it is getting called. So to know that, what we can do, we can use something called
UI.
live UI, right? Okay, from the live UI, select this checkbox. Okay, and then where this checkbox is available? In customer home address section. Okay, under the customer home address section, okay, we can see our checkbox. So select that checkbox and then go to the properties. So if you go to the properties again under the actions, okay, here we performed post value and then refresh this section. On click of the refresh this section, we are calling this activity, right? So likewise, if you know that activity name, yeah, simply you can search for the activity name and then you can open it. Otherwise, as you said, you can go to the records explorer and then technical activity. Okay, from the activities again, we can see out of the all the list of the activities, we can select our own activity. Okay, so otherwise, if you want to be very confident that okay, exactly what it is calling from this checkbox, so open that section and from the checkbox, you can select that the activity which it is called. So from here also, you can open it. Okay, see what happened. What exactly is the difference it is showing? It is opening two versions. Okay, the same name, copy present to permanent. You see, when I open from the checkbox, okay, when I open from the checkbox, okay, it is opening this tab. But when I open from the activity list, okay, copy present to permanent, it is opening this version, this tab. Okay, so this is also one of the reason, okay, we should go from the user interface. Okay, if you go from the user interface, then only it will show you the correct version as well. Okay, the one which it is working. Okay, it will show you the correct version, right? Nice. So now we got to know that this is the activity which is copying the data from present to permanent. Okay, so as I said, to implement this functionality, okay, instead of writing this page copy method, otherwise through the property set method through the activity, we can also do the same thing through data transform. Okay, we can achieve the same thing through the data transform. Okay, so the same thing, either you can use page copy, otherwise property set also through the data transform. But if you use the property set, you need to set property by property. But whereas if you use the page copy, you can copy the complete all the values from one page to another page. Okay, so like this. Now, how we can create the data transform? What is the way of creating the data transform? Again, as you said, from the records also you can do that. So where is the data transform? Under the data model category. Okay, press the right mouse button, create, and then data transform. So, but when you select like this from the records explorer, you need to type everything manually. That means in which applies to class. Okay, so and again, as usual, the label and again the identifier will come automatically. But whereas from the application explorer, okay, from the application explorer, from the data model, right click, create data transform. So as we have selected create data transform from the work class, the applies to will be populated automatically. Okay, so let's give the label copy present ADR to permanent ADDR. Okay, so for identification, as it is a data transform, I will be giving the DT at the end. And even it is not a mandatory to have the DT at the end. Okay, but just for your understanding only I said. And even it is going to create under the data transform category only. So right now there is no data transform category showing here. But once if you create this DT, then it will add one more category and it will be list out the data transform under the data transform category. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead, create and open. Now, okay, so under the action set. So first we will be trying whether we will go for the set method, otherwise copying the complete page as we did in the activity. So shall we try with the property by property through the property set, otherwise through page copy?
Copy.
Okay, let's go ahead with the same thing first with property set. Okay, so the property set in the activity is same as set method here. Okay, and then target. Okay, that means to which property you wanted to copy. So to which property we copied? To the permanent address dot address. From where? From the present address dot address. Okay, so give the same thing. Dot permanent address dot address. From where you want it? From present address dot address. Okay, add one more step. Okay, total how many we have? Around 4 to 5, right? Okay, let it be set method, set action, and then dot present address dot city. permanent, right? Okay. Control X. Control V. Dot city, okay, and then dot country, first we give state, dot country. So to which, from where? From and address dot state dot and address dot country. Okay, save it. Okay, now we saved it. So after that, what we have to do? From where we should refer this data transform? From the section, okay, where we are calling this activity, okay, on click of this checkbox, okay, where we are calling this activity. Instead of that, now we should give the data transform. Okay, earlier we have used the activity, but now we will be using the data transform. So is the data transform name correct? Copy present ADDR to permanent ADDR. See, I have given spelling mistake. Instead of TO, I have given TP. So the same thing it is showing. See, copy present ADDR TP permanent address. So whatever you create, it is showing over there. So select that data transform and then submit and then save it. Okay. Now again create a work object. Customer details flow, actions, run. Now see. Gachibowli, Hyderabad, Telangana, USA. But what is the guarantee that it is performing this copy functionality through the activity or through the data transfer? How you can confirm that? Okay, whether this functionality is working through my latest changes or else the old changes.
We have removed the activity then, sir.
Yeah, that is also one way. Delete that activity and test it. Okay, but if I delete, I cannot use it again in future if required. Without deleting, is there any other way of verifying it?
Tracer.
Exactly, tracer. So tracer shows step-by-step execution of all the rules which we are running. So start the tracer. Okay, once after starting the tracer, now deselect the checkbox. It is just showing the stream rule. Okay, so what happened then? Why it is not showing our data transform? Why? Because it is already executed. So clear it, pause it. Okay, let's run the new one. actions, run. Then what? Before selecting this checkbox, you start the tracer. Play. Now it is tracing. Now click the checkbox. Okay, still it is not showing. What is the reason? Why? Because under the settings, okay, you only wanted to trace activities, activity steps, okay, and you selected some other rules. What are that? Only flow rules, okay, stream rules, and queue processing, okay. But I did not select the data transforms to be traced. See, so once if you select this data transform, then only you can see those rules also in the tracer. Okay, and again clear it. Now again, if you want, you do the unselect. See, now you could see that. Okay, what is that? Data transform end, data transform begin. So first under the stream, okay, stream begin, stream end, and then the next one, the data transform begin, and then action begin, action end. That means the first step. Action begin and action end. That means second step. So what is the first and second steps in the data transform? Like set the values only. First address city, and then 3 state, and then 4 that is country, and then data transform end, and then stream rules also completed. Okay, so this is the way we can trace it and we can confirm. So in case if it is calling, okay, activity, here it will clearly show you that it is a activity rule. Okay, activity begin, activity step begin, activity end, like that. Okay, and here again we can see that actual the data transform which it is getting called. So even on click of that also, okay, once if you click on the rule, okay, it will open here. Okay, even if you doesn't open it, see, I closed the data transform now. Now if you click on the data transform here, it is getting opened in the developer studio. Okay, designer studio, you know, right? So where exactly we are implementing our functionality, that is the designer studio. Okay, so like this we can verify which rule it is getting called. Okay, and even we can see the version also, from which version, from which rule set it is getting picked, like this. Okay, here also we can again verify the step method, that is for address, city, state, and again country. Okay, set permanent address, and even by default when you run through work object, it will create on the py work page. Okay, so the step page will be py work page when you run it from the work object. Okay, work object means when you create the flow, when you create the work object through the flow, okay, then it will create a work object. So I have created the work object h-61. Okay, this h-61 when it is running, so always it will be on the py work page. Okay, by default it will be on the py work page. Got it right? Everybody clear?
Yes.
Out. If yes, I will go ahead. If say no, I will repeat it again. Or if you have any query, I will answer that. Say yes or no. Again.
Got it.
Okay, nice, super. Okay, so here again I want to have a small change. What is that? So on click of the present address, it is copying. Okay, but when I unselect this, what I want to do, I want to clear these values. Okay, I want to clear these values. When I select, okay, I should get these values again. So how exactly you can do this? How exactly you can clear these values? First of all, where we are copying these values?
Data
Where we
transfer.
are copying these values? in the data transform, na?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, even in the data transform also,
Yes.
right? What I am doing is, whenever I select the checkbox, I am copying it. But next time, what I want to do is, only when this checkbox is true, then only I want to do it. Okay, when this checkbox is true, then only I want to copy. When this checkbox is false, then I want to clear these values. Getting right? What I mean? Okay, when it is true, copy. Else, clear the values. Okay, so if you want to do that, you should know the property name of it. So what is the property name of it? Which will contain true or false? Anyone remember? What is the name of this property? If not remembered, what we have to do?
Live UI.
To know the property name.
UI.
Live UI again. So select live UI and select the checkbox property. So here it is showing that is permanent same as present ADDR. Okay, is permanent same as present ADDR. This is the property. So which will contain true or false. So based on true or false, we can clear it, right? So how you can do? Is permanent same as present ADDR. How you can do? Remove the live UI. Go to this data transform. Okay, now add one more row here. Okay, so first I want to check the when rule, right? So move it up. Okay, now I want to check the condition, not set the value. So for checking the condition, you can use when rule. Okay, so under the when rule, what you have to do? Dot. Okay, what it is showing? Verify brand new or present address same as permanent address. What is this? Can someone tell me what is this? Is it a property? Present editor same as permanent address. Is it a property? But actually the property name what I said.
Label name.
The property name is
Is
permanent
property
same as present ADTR. Okay, is permanent same as present ADTR. But in the data transform, what we are seeing is same as the property name?
no. It's a label name.
No.
No.
Then what it is?
Label name.
Label. So when you select when, by default, it will show you the rule which we created last time. See, this is the when rule which we created last time. I hope you remember. We did it manually by typing the condition. Otherwise, we did it by creating the when rule also. Okay, so we can reuse of this when rule over there. No, you don't want to reuse. Then what you can do? You can do it manually. So how exactly you can do it manually? Equal to true. Like this also you can do it. But the best way is always create the when conditions with rules. Okay. So as we already have the when rule C, that is the advantage of having the when rule. So we are able to reuse it. Okay, we are able to reuse it. Okay. So after that, now next what we should do? When you use the when rule, okay, it is going to have the inner step. Okay, it is going to have the inner step, that is a child step. Okay, add sibling below. Add sibling below. So for these four, we need to have the siblings. Why? Because when this when rule is true, then only we want to perform this. So that is the reason why you cannot have the second step here. Okay. Now move everything to the when rule part of the things. So these all are not required. Okay. So let me keep the tracer and verify it. Clear this. Okay, already the tracer is running. Okay, now select the checkbox. Okay, it's copied again. Nice. Okay, so how to confirm? See, first stream rule and then data transform begin and then see when begin, when end. So this when is true. Okay, under the PY work page, okay, Control F is permanent same as present address contains true. So I'm verifying in the tracer itself. Okay, by going to that particular step. Okay, by selecting from the PY work page. Okay, so this when rule evaluation did true means okay is permanent address same as present address is true contains. So this contains true. As it is true, it is executing all the inner steps 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Address, city, state, and country. And the when begin, when end, and then data transform end, and then stream rules also end. Okay, got it? So here this when rule we reused, which is from HDFC insurance implementation rule set and 010102. Okay, and these all are checked out by my operator ID. So it is showing my operator ID as a rule set. Once if you check in all these rules, it will show you the rule set name and then the version. Okay, everybody clear? So here we applied the when rule and we did it, but still we did not achieve the complete requirement. What is that? On removal of this checkbox, we should clear the values. Okay, so how you can do that? Here we applied the when rule. Okay, now after the when rule, we should have one more step. Okay, that is not a child. Okay, if you add child, what it will happen? It will add 1.5. Okay, but it's not a child, right? Why? Because on top of on the main itself, okay, we'll be having one more for otherwise. Okay, add sibling below. Okay, so here we'll be using otherwise. Okay, that means if this condition true, perform this. Otherwise, perform this. Okay, and in case if you want to have multiple conditions, then we can go for otherwise when, and one more condition you can give, do that. Okay, likewise you can add the third step, otherwise when you can do again. Okay, this otherwise when is, and when is nothing like, okay, if else condition, if this condition true, do this. If else, one more condition, do this. If else, one more condition, do this. Else, the last one. Okay, so like that only here also. We don't have any other condition, so I'm just using the otherwise. Now for 2.1, sibling below. Sibling means you know, right? Sisters and brothers. That is, it is in the same level. Okay, these four are at the same level. Okay. Now we need to assume by which value? When the condition true, we are copying these values. Okay, but when you deselect the checkbox, we want to assign with which value?
None.
So when this checkbox is not selected, what we want to perform?
Empty.
When it is selected, copy. But if it is not selected, say what I want to do.
Null character.
Exactly, we want to remove these values, right? So the values is nothing but assigning the null values. So how you can assign the null value means just to open the brace and close the brace. Okay, open quotes and close the quotes. Okay, open quotes and close the quotes. Open quotes and close the quotes. That's it. Save it. Okay, now go to this. Now select this checkbox. It is copying and unselect this checkbox. Cleared. Got it right? When you select, it will copy the values. Once if you unselect, it is going to clear the values. Okay, but for the state, it is not able to clear. But because
Default is the
you must select one of these things. You must select one of these things. So otherwise, what exactly we can do? What exactly we can do? Can someone tell me? We can include the placeholder with select. Submit. And then save it. And create one more new work object. When you change the values in the user interface, you have to refresh the work object. Otherwise, you can create a new work object. Okay, see this time it is having select. Otherwise, by default, it was loading with Telangana, the first one. Now it is with select. Okay, but even though you have selected, okay, it is not getting. Why it is not getting populated? See the difference. Why it is not getting populated? Are you able to find it or not? Now Telangana, Hyderabad, deselect and then select it. Present has no select. Not like that. It's not because of that. But Telangana is there, right? The drop downs are there, right? Telangana. Okay. So why? Because here the values are something different. Okay. Here if you take something called Maharashtra without space is there. Okay. But whereas here in the state I have given Maharashtra, Maha space R capital like that. So these changes also it is going to impact it. Okay. So you should give the same values. Why? Because here I used the one different way of loading the data into the drop down, and here I used the different way of loading the data into the drop down. Okay, so that is the reason why it is having the problem. As it is not having the same values, it is not able to do it. Okay, that anyway no problem. So what exactly the next? Pune. So here it is getting with PU. That means it is taking the value. For the Pune, we have given the value PU, right? Value is different, and again text is display text is different. So it is taking that values actually. So that value is not available. For the Maharashtra, the value is MH. Okay, so that is not there here. Okay. Now, so like that we can clear it based on the checkbox selection. and when you select the checkbox, it is removing. Okay, it will be cleared it, and that we have performed through the data transform. Okay, the data transform will be referred from the section. Okay, from there exactly you will be calling the activity. From there you can refer the section. Okay, and click of refresh this section. Instead of calling an activity, we'll be using the data transform. Okay, and the next method is I don't want to call the data transform from this checkbox. Here I want to call the activity only. Okay, I want to use the activity only. Then, but I want to again call the data transform. The main thing should be activity only, but again it should be the data transform only. So how you can do means, from the activity also you can call the data transform. Okay, from the activity also you can call the data transform. How? Simply add a step. Okay, anywhere you can add it. Okay, why? Because remaining 3 I made it as a comment. Comment means that will not be worked, you know, right? Comment means even though it is there, it's like not existing only. అది ఉన్నా కూడా delete చేసినట్లే comment అంటే. Okay, so after the third step I want to add. So to call the data transform from an activity, we can use something called one method, that is apply data transform. Okay, apply data transform method is there, and then expand it, and then you need to select the data transform which you wanted to call it. So the data transform is copy present to permanent address, and then save it. Okay, so on click of the checkbox, we are calling the activity. From the activity again we are calling the data transform. Save it. Okay, now when you run it, and if you see the tracer, then you can see the complete difference of it. Clear, and then actions, run. Okay, so here again give some value. Okay, so here before the steps it is also tracing, but mainly I want to trace from where, on click of the checkbox what it is calling. So I cleared it, and now I'm selecting the checkbox. I selected the checkbox. Now if you go, you see. So what it is, first stream, and then activity begin. Okay, under the activity begin. Okay, so what is the step in the activity? Fourth step. Why directly it has gone to the fourth step in the activity? Why? Because the first 3 methods, first 3 are comment. Exactly. Yeah, first 3 steps are comment, so they are not executed. So it has started execution from the fourth step. So what on the fourth step? On the fourth step, begin. See, data transform begin again. On the data transform again, it is verifying the condition. Okay, this condition is true. When rule evaluation returned true, so it is entering into the 1.1. If this condition is false, then it will do the otherwise. It will go to the second step. Got it right? This is the thing. Okay, now this is the first method which is used for property set, like set the value. Okay, as property set in the activity, we'll be using the set in the data transform. Now I don't want to do these two. What I want to do, I want to perform page copy kind of thing. So how you can do the page copy kind of thing? Okay, means here instead of the set, okay, what we can do is we can do update page. Okay. So when you use update page, it's like confusion. Can I delete all these steps? You are clear with this, right?
Yes.
I'm removing the set. Why? Because I want to perform the same thing through the page copy kind of the thing. Okay. So update the page. So which page we wanted to update? Which page we want to update? Permanent address. Okay. So we want to set the values on the permanent address. Okay. Update page permanent address, and then relation is with values from which page we wanted to update?
Present
From
address.
present address. Nice. Okay. So here again, which you wanted to set? Okay. Under the permanent address, we want to set the address with present address dot address. So add one more sibling, city dot city. State with state. Country with dot country. Right? So the values from the present address dot address to permanent address dot address. Like this, we are copying the values through the update page. Okay, through the update page. The only difference between set and update page is under the update page, we used to refer the page name here and then set the values. Okay, but whereas in the previously, if you don't use the update page directly, we'll be given the set, and for each and every step, we'll be giving permanent address dot address, permanent address dot city kind of the thing like that. Okay, and what about this otherwise? This also again, if you want, you can add the update page. Okay, otherwise we can use the set method. Let's have both of them. Okay, here through the update page method and here through the property set method. Save it. Okay. Close the existing work objects. Okay. Actions, run. And now I'm clearing this. Okay. Now in the tracer, nothing is there. Just clear again. Now select the checkbox. See. Okay, stream activity begins, step begin, that is the fourth step begin, and then the data transform call. Okay, when rule execution true. Okay, and then action begin, that is the first step is update the page. Okay, we are updating the page, and then from the 1.1 to 1.1.1, okay, each and every set address, city, state, and country, and then the update page again closing. So update page begin, update page ending. Okay, action end. Okay, and after the update page end, then the when rule end. Okay, and then the data transform end. Like this. Okay, so these are the ways of achieving the functionality. As I said, okay, so once if you create the data transform, you can use it from multiple activities. Okay, not only in this activity, you can have multiple activities, and in each and every activity, you can call the data transform through the apply data transform method. Okay, so this is one way. And one more thing is, even in case if you have multiple data transform, it is possible to call a data transform also from another data transform. Okay, so 1 second. Okay, yeah, fine. Okay, so this is the way you can do it, ma. So how? As I said, if you want to call another data transform, press the right mouse button, add a sibling or below or above. Okay, so here we use the set method, when, otherwise, and update page, right? In the same way, we have apply data transform. Okay, so as we have the apply data transform method in the activity, we also have apply data transform. Okay, so here, if you press the down arrow, okay, right now you are able to see the same data transform which you have. Why? Because you have only one data transform. And if you want to see other data transforms from the top level classes, you can press the mouse. See, for this class, this is the parent class. For this class, this is the parent class. So there are some predefined Pega data transforms available. Okay, you can select any of them. Just for testing, I'm telling you that, okay, we have various data transforms available. Okay, so likewise, you can call another data transform also from the same data transform, right? And the next thing is copying multiple pages. Okay, if you want to set only one page, okay, one thing like a page copy using the update page. But if you want to copy multiple pages, okay, as we did previously for some other things like the activities we have done. Populate state. So here we used OBJ browse. Okay, so here we used the OBJ browse. Okay, we just used the OBJ browse. And then, okay, we also did copying, right? Okay, copying the data to some other retrieve TG in this. Yeah, after browsing the cities, we have copied to the various other pages. Okay, like TG cities page, and then we have AP cities page. Okay, and then we have MH cities page. Right, if you want to do this kind of the page copy by looping through all the pages, here again we have something called, in the data transform we have something called append and map to. Okay, append to, append and map to. Okay, again append to means, okay, it will copy the complete page. If you take append and map to, it will copy the each page property values we will be assigning. Okay, 1 second. Here, if you see this append to, okay, so if you see this append to, here you need to select page list property. Okay, you need to select page list property. Okay, earlier if you use the update page, we used just the page property. Update page means single page, permanent address, it is not a page list. Okay, but whereas if you use append to, you need to use the page list property and a new page and existing page. Okay, so the page name. So from this page, it will copy to the, it will append to the page list property from this page. And in case if you use append map to, see, only the property specific values you can assign it. Okay, only the specific values you can assign to the another page list property. Okay, that is the difference between append and append map to. Append means the complete page will be copied from one page to another page. But where append and map to means from the another page only specific properties. That means For example, in the present address, okay, we have 4 values: address, city, state, and country. Okay, so likewise, you can select the specific properties and you can map here. If you don't select this country, what it will do? It will only copy address, city, state, right? If you don't give country, it will copy only address, city, state to the permanent address. In the same way here also, append and map to means, okay, whatever the properties you will be select under this page property. Okay, so here the permanent address is a page property. Under this again, address, city, state, country are the single value properties. Okay, so like that, okay, only the specific properties also you can map it here. Everybody clear?
Yes.
Okay, nice. So this is all about the data transforms. Okay, and in the activities as well. Okay, tomorrow again we will be continuing something called data pages. Okay, we will be continuing on the data pages. So the data pages, where exactly we'll be using? If you see here under the state, okay, here we populated through the report definition. And here in the state, we populated through the report definition only. Okay, so as I said, we also looked up clipboard page and as defined on the property. We covered these 3, but now we have data page also. So tomorrow we'll be knowing how to use the data page and why to use the data page. Okay, when you can perform it through the clipboard page or report definition and property, why do we need to go for the data page? The main reason for going the data page is it will be having various scopes. Okay, it will be having various scopes. So what are those various scopes? Means, okay, generally Pega will be having 3 levels: node level, requester level, and thread level. Okay, there are mainly 3 types of the scopes will be there: node, requester, and thread. So what do you mean by node? What do you mean by requester? And what do you mean by thread? Okay, so node means it's like a one server. Okay, node means it's like a one server. Right now, you have installed Pega PRPC in your laptop, and I have installed Pega PRPC in my laptop as well. Okay, so that means the PRPC is running on 2 nodes. Okay, the PRPC is running on 2 independent nodes right now. Okay, 2 independent nodes. So the information, the project which you created, I cannot access, and the one which I created, you cannot see it in your node. Okay, so like it is working like a 2 independent servers. Instead of that, okay, if you take Amazon.com, or else if you take Flipkart.com, or else if you take ICICIbank.com, okay, so all our customer details information is storing on the server, right? So from there only we are getting the information. So all the Amazon product information, product details is having on one of the server, right? From there only we are accessing it. So when you are accessing it, so what it will happen is, okay, if the server is down, what will happen? If the server is down, what will happen? Nobody can access the information. Nobody can access the details. So what Amazon is doing is they are maintaining multiple servers. Okay, they are maintaining multiple servers. If one server is down, another server will be processing the information. And sometimes, okay, even in India, sometimes in Andhra Pradesh, more number of the people are accessing the Amazon.com. Sometimes Bangalore people are accessing the more number of people are accessing the product details. So it will be burden on the server. So what they will do is they will be having the multi-node environment by which they can share the load on the servers. Okay, they can share the load on the servers. So by having the multiple servers, okay, so for each server 10 to 10 10, if anybody else comes again, it will go to the third server. If anybody again 11th person comes, move to the first server. 13th and okay. Can you share 13 and 24th videos, please? Yeah, I will ask Venkat to send it. Sure. 13th and 24th, right? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sale node. Node means it's like a one kind of the server. And then requester. Requester means generally, okay, it's as we can think of right now, it's like a one operator. Okay, one operator. And then the thread. Thread means it's like a one work object. Okay, it's like a one work object. So like that, there are three scopes will be there. Okay, requester means all the operators on the server. Okay, node means all the operators on the server. Requester means only one particular operator. And even for the operator also, thread means one particular work object. So I can have multiple threads. Okay, many times I created multiple objects, right? So I can have multiple threads. And requester means I can log in at a time with one operator ID. Okay, and the node means the information is available for all the operators in the server. So we will discuss in detail and we will know what are the differences of these three. So exactly we can implement through data pages. Okay. So any doubts?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, in the update, in the data transform, in the update page method, we used using set method, we used a null characters.
Yeah.
Can we directly null the single page, like permanent address, directly null without using set method?
Single page you cannot make it null, but what you can do, you can remove it.
Then
You can remove it.
okay.
Yeah, once if you remove also, it is going to be null. Okay, here,
sir.
and then you can select the page which you wanted to remove it.
Okay.
Okay, na? So that is the way also you can do it, no problem. And this remove is same as in activity which method?
Yeah. Property remove.
No,
Page remove.
exactly, page remove. Okay, very nice. So I will be very happy if you people ask the questions like this. Okay, yeah, that is the way. Any other questions?
No, nothing, sir.
Okay then. Yeah, let's meet tomorrow. Tomorrow means Saturday. We will be having a class tomorrow also, and even maybe on Sunday also. Okay. Yeah. Let's meet tomorrow on Saturday.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, sir. Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah, have a good day.